When people think about Lionel Messi's individual accomplishments, they are quick to mention his 91 goals in 2012 and his 73 goals in 2011-12 season. It's easy to assume, if you just look at Messi trophy cabinet and raw scoring numbers, that his peak came between 2009 to 2012. In that period, he won 4 Ballon d'Ors in a row, scored 91 goals in a calendar year, and won 2 Champions Leagues, in which Messi scored in both finals. On the whole, it was the definitive era of his career. I'm not going to argue with you if you prefer that version of Messi. However, in that time, Barcelona was the most dominant footballing force in the world, with Guardiola tactics and a wonderful midfield trio of Xavi Hernandez, Andres Iniesta, and Sergio Busquets, keeping the team in control at all times, with Messi leading the line in attack. But all this happened because it was designed for the Argentine to thrive. Pep Guardiola, arguably the greatest manager in history, Dani Alves, David Villa, Carlos Puyol, all in their primes playing at a world-class level. It was the perfect marriage of coach and players. Pep's Barcelona side is arguably the best team in football history. Okay, fast forward to 2018-19 season. Probably the most underrated version of Leonel Messi, and for me, it is the best individual season of all time. So, you're asking yourself, why did I choose 2018-19 as Messi's peak season? On the surface, 2018-19 might be seen as a strange choice. After all, Barcelona was knocked out of the Champions League in humiliating fashion to Liverpool in the semi-finals, were beaten 2-1 by Valencia in the Copa del Rey final, and the Wolves team played some pretty underwhelming football under the tutelage of Valverde. But the reality is that Lionel Messi carried that team like no player in history through individual majesty as the best goal scorer, best dribbler, best playmaker, and best assist provider in world football. Any great sporting peak needs context. With that in mind, break down Messi's statistics from the 2018-19 season. In La Liga only, Messi was playing a different sport to his fellow professionals, leading the league in the most goals, 36, most assists, 13, most chances created, 92, most free kicks scored, 6, most braces, 7, most hat tricks, 3. He averaged a goal or assist every 55.3 minutes in La Liga. Also finished top goal scorer in the Champions League with 12 goals in 10 appearances. In total, Messi scores 51 goals in 49 games in all competitions. 2018-19 was the 6th time Messi had scored 50 goals in a season, but never before he had to work so hard to self-create for himself. Messi averaged more than a goal per game for the 5th time in his career. He also contributed a total of 19 assists in all competitions. His 49 appearances in all competitions, Messi scored or assisted in 37 of those appearances. That's 75.5% of the fixtures he played in. He scored 44 with his magical left foot, 7 with right foot, 5 penalties, 8 free kicks, twice as many as any other player in the top 5 European leagues. In 2018-19, Messi had no choice but to carry an aging and incohesive roster. £140 million man, Philippe Coutinho, looked a shadow of his former Liverpool, Neymar replacement, Ousmane Dembele, lack of technical ability. He struggled to gel with Messi and Suarez up front. Arthur Melo, signed with the hope of being the next Xavi, but only passed the ball sideways and offered little to zero penetration. Rakitic and Arturo Vidal hustled and bustled, offering industry and energy, but severely lacked in creativity and technical ability. Jordi Alba was solid as ever. Sergio Busquets can be given a pass as club legend, but unlike Messi was unable to peak at such a level. Luis Suarez scored 25 goals in all competition, and Ter Stegen was world-class between the sticks. The dribbling and goal scoring had always been a part of Messi's game. It's how I made his name and earned direct comparisons to his countryman, Diego Maradona. What stood out in 2018-19 was Messi, the playmaker. With no Xavi and Iniesta to create and set him up, Messi morphed into a multi-positional destroyer, half human, half alien, combining 3 archetypes to become a hybrid goal-scoring, playmaking, assist-providing, and dribbling machine. Messi would go on to win the 2019 Ballon d'Or, the 6th of his career. Despite not winning the Champions League, the usual requirements for such an honor, he finished ahead of Virgil van Dijk and the voters who had won the Champions League with Liverpool, and at the time of voting was on his way to helping the Reds win their first league title in 30 years. In the 2018-19 season, Barcelona was 3 games away from winning their 3rd treble of the century. In the club, football winning a treble cements your place in the history books as an all-time great team. But this Barcelona side was average, in comparison to the great teams of the past, both tactically and technically. Messi raised the floor, and then he raised the ceiling every week, making wine out of water. You can argue that Messi of 2009 to 2012 was the greatest version of the player, thanks to the numerous records he set and broke in that time. But, for me, 2019 Messi was the best ever.